Hi, welcome to Expand Your Us. I'm so excited that you joined me. Today is a little different. My church celebrated college students and college ministries this week, and I got to pray for college students and just wanted to share that as a professor, my students feel so fragile to me. They're an amazing mix of fragility and resilience, and I think we have no clue how social media and the pandemic sort of and just the fluidity of political situations and the sort of failure of adults to speak kindly and with empathy, or to act on other people's behalves. I think all of those things like swirl into a sadness that our college students have to engage. And so I prayed this prayer for them, and I share it with you, hoping that even if you find yourself in a position sort of distant from the college experience, or even from late teenagers and people in their young 20s, I hope that this reminds you that they are our next generation, and they have a lot on them, and we can surround them with support and food and presence and prayers. So pray with me. God of all wisdom, we come to you this morning aware that all our pursuits to learn are reflections of your divine your divine delight in learning and collaborating and creatively solving problems. You are the God who knows, but who asks anyway. You are the God who ordains and then strengthens us for the task ahead. You are the God of wisdom, of knowledge that aids and builds and restores. So will you draw near to students today who are weary? Tests, exams, papers, projects, they pile up, and sometimes we aren't sure we will get it all done. Will you pour out your omniscience on these students? Remind them that your eternal self created their brains, the brains in their bodies, and you have placed in them the ability to make good choices, even to utilize their executive functioning skills. God, give these students, as the semester begins to wind down, the ability to delay gratification so that they can finish their semester strong. Help them follow paths of wisdom as they make dozens of decisions every day. Draw them into your rhythm so that they cherish your word and hear your voice. Forgive us for all the ways we mock and diminish college students, rather than supporting their growth as the generation who could usher in our repentance and healing. Give them eyes for you and your beloved community, and keep them from all the other voices who will push them to chase after belonging in empty and destructive ways. Would you be the God who heals to so many students swimming through mental illness? Lord, students are struggling. Their roommates and friends are struggling. They feel helpless and responsible and guilty and grateful and needed and really overwhelmed. Our students see the pain in their friends far before the helping system notices or moves toward them with resources and support. So, God, I beg you to give your wisdom liberally to our students. Help them know when to act, when to pray, when to comfort, when to back off. Help them know they are helpers, but they can't save. Teach them to trust you when they can't see a way out. Help them know who to call for help. Protect and heal the many students who suffer with mental illness. God, would you also be near to students who don't know how to feel about the fall of 2021? The semesters and years of COVID tend to sort of blend together these days. And yet, for students, they keep showing up for class, learning in new ways, pivoting to follow new rules every week. I pray you would create in them a greater capacity to be in the present moment. Remind them that they don't have to understand or take stock of all they've experienced right this minute. Instead, they can turn to you. They can breathe in your sustaining breath and allow you to bring new life to their dry bones. What a marvelous thing you have done in each of their lives. We do feel out of sorts, and yet it's very clear that your mercies are new every morning. God, give them wisdom to find good things for their hands to do, to show up for friends, to celebrate moments of joy, and to grieve the sadnesses they feel at any given hour. Give them the gift of your I am, of being where they are. And God, above all, we just thank you for the gift of students, for these young folk who are clear-eyed about our failures, but they seem always sure too of the hope we find in you. Multiply their gifts and wisdom so they can bring life into your body and into the church and into our communities. We sometimes, those of us who have been at this for a long time, can feel really old and decrepit, worn down by evil, by injustice, by voices who stay silent, by people who don't seem to care, by sort of holy apathy, in quotes. But like the students who organized and galvanized the civil rights movement, I pray that this generation would lift all of our eyes to you as our feet hit the streets. Give our students clarity of vision and specificity of purpose. Give them words to say and strength to speak up. Give us the courage that comes from the clarity that they can offer us. Help us follow them as they lead us toward being righteous and toward making things right. I'm so thankful for college students, and I pray that all of us would do a little bit more to help take care of them. Thanks for listening.